mate. Good. How you doing? All right?
I'm good. I was worried about you. I didn't sleep very well. I was worried about all those koalas, you know.
Yeah, now we bought all the so everyone should be sweet.
We won't go down that road, though. How you doing, Michael?
What's up, everyone?
How's it going?
Pretty good. Excited for this AMA for sure. Excited for all this big news.
Yeah, we've got lots to cover. We'll just give everyone a couple of minutes to roll on in here. Because we've got a lot to cover, but some of it short and sweet, but pretty impactful. And then we can kind of pivot to some questions. So excited to be here with you all. I have to say the market's not being particularly friendly to us all at the moment, but I think we're holding relatively strong considering the circumstances. Everything's going well, making good progress. But we'll give it a couple of minutes and then we'll get started. And maybe, Mike, we start off with the first announcement once we get started, and then we can kind of roll from there.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah,
Cool.
I bought some B&B last night, hoping man, it's down to 345. That's a good entry point, and then it just shits even more.
Who's the new guest we've got on the camera here?
Danny, turn your camera off.
Classic. I thought this was going to go into some kind of content queen direction. I was like, whoa, what's going on here?
We can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. That's a bit better. Yeah. It's for Joey 2 cent.
Joey!
Where's Joey?
He's in here.
He's gone all shy.
Damn, Daddy.
All right, turn your camera off. We've got to get the show back on the road.
So just to give a bit of an overview of the plan tonight. So we've got some news that's going to be announced first of all by Dirty Mike, and then what we're going to do is we're then going to run through a few more announcements of progress that's been made. Apologies, my little one's coughing his head off again. A few more announcements and maybe some things that you guys might have seen but might not have seen. And then what we'll do is give some kind of updates on the plans for the coming days, and then we're going to go into the raffle, the live raffle that's been ongoing for about 4 days, ended on Sunday. And then our host with the most, Dravo, is going to jump in and do the live raffle so you can see that, everything's 100% legitimate. The Google Doc is already posted in the chat. And there will be a live draw of who those lucky winners were of the billions of Wanchor tokens that we're giving away. But maybe, Mike, you want to start with a kind of the tease and the kind of the announcement.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me just 1 second here. Sorry, I'm just getting the graphic live so I can put it in the room right now.
No worries.
Okay, guys, thank you for joining in. I am recording this for anybody that did miss this. You'll notice we have Andy from the Aussie mining team in here with us tonight for this, and there's a very good reason for this. We have joined forces with them for a utility that we have planned that has never, ever been attempted before in crypto. We are affectionately calling it the pool party. But we do have a group that we've dedicated to this, so we will be looking for volunteers. So basically, Wanchor Token and the Aussie Mining Token have joined forces for something, like I said, that's never been done before. For the first time ever, multiple projects will be teaming up for a massive buyback and burn mining project. So we have started what's called an incinerator squad. We're calling in all members from all groups that have a GPU to participate. So if you guys have a gaming computer at home that has a GPU card in it, or whether you have a little mining rig of your own that you've currently worked on, what we are doing is we started a joined Ethereum mining pool. So basically, members from our communities are going to join the pool with their mining rig or their gaming computer. All funds that are mined will be going to a shared wallet. So at the end of the month, all the Ethereum that is made from the mining will be divided up amongst the communities that participate, and we will conduct a massive buyback and burn. So this will result in not only a really huge green candle for us, but it'll also decrease the supply of the token. We're part of history with this, guys. No one has ever attempted something like this before. And this is not just with us and the Aussie mining token either. We actually have 2 other projects lined up as well. So the first pool is going to consist of most likely 4 tokens working together towards this shared mining pool. It won't just be limited to 4 tokens, though. We can start more than one pool. It just they'll kind of run independently for the communities that participate in them, and then at the end of the month, all the people that participate in all the groups, we're going to split up the money and do a big buyback and burn. If we make $10 a day per person and we have 100 people in there doing that, that's $1,000 a day, $30,000 a month. As you can see, these numbers can add up really, really fast, and you can imagine what this can do to our charts. So we're not asking you guys to do 24 hours a day around the clock. If you guys can only contribute an hour or 2 a day, that's all we're looking for. We just want to get as many people in this mining pool as possible so that we can make it as profitable as possible for everybody. So, like I said, this has never been attempted before, and different people like to talk about unifying DeFi and stuff like this. This is truly something that is going to unify DeFi like never before. So, yeah, exciting stuff for sure.
It really is exciting stuff, and I have to say that it just so happened that one of my friends came around this weekend, and he does quite a bit of mining himself, and I literally have just got myself an order placed today for a rig with 8 cards. So
wow, that's
I'm
a lot.
gonna probably have that within about a month.
Damn, Daddy!
Yeah.
So I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. So he's going to build it for me and plug it in my garage to start with, and then I'm actually building a little extension to my pool house that's going to have a well, air-cooled room that they're going to go in there, and then we can start this mining a bit more seriously. So yeah, it's just perfect timing when you came back after you guys had talked about it. That up until now I couldn't participate, but in probably 4 weeks or so, yeah, we'll chuck the whole lot on there.
Yeah, and we've kept this pretty close to the vest here, but just so you guys know, this utility, we put this together pretty quickly, and it is already operational. The first miners are already involved with it, so I will be dropping a link in the chat very shortly for the incinerator squad. So if you guys have a gaming computer, you can contribute an hour, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever hours you want to do a day, towards this pool. We'll get all the information over to you guys. I just posted in the group a graphic about this. I will post it in your group as well, Andy. I don't know if you already have or not. Do you have the graphic I sent you?
Yeah, man. We posted it out before. We'll share it again, though. That's sweet.
Awesome. Now, this is something that you have a lot of experience in. So do you have anything that you can kind of share with everybody on, how this will kind of work, and, just any tips or anything?
It's all about the numbers game with this one. So, we're not trying to, suck out so much hash from each people. We're not trying to say, I'll go out and buy 10, 20 rigs. If we can build up the numbers, it's what it is. This is a numbers game. Like you mentioned before, is we get 1,000 over time. We have 1,000 members come in, and that little bit of contribution from everybody at all times, all around the world, man, it's going to factor in massively. So we're not chasing the big hash from members. It's just the numbers, just that little bit of contributions. And, other than that, when we go in the incinerator squad, there's going to be people in there that we can help go through. There's a lot of instructions online. So, everyone's going to be there to support along the way for the help and get connected and stuff if you want to join in. It's just a bit of fun for everybody as well. And who knows, in a month or two, we do have 1,000 members in there, because they're seeing, once we start seeing $500, $600 a day is being made from all the members come in, and people are going to enjoy it, and then more are going to come in, and it's just going to, sort of snowball from there. So it's going to be really cool. Come in the incinerator squad.
Yeah, man, we're super excited for this. This is something that's never been done on this scale before, getting multiple projects working together like this on a shared utility. This is a super unique idea that, you brought to us, Andy, and we're excited for this, man. This is going to be huge. So we're calling out all members of the community that can participate, that have the means to participate, to sign up to volunteer. I'm posting right now in our Wanchor group a link to the incinerator squad. Join up, and we'll give you further instructions from there.
Awesome. And massive thanks, Andy, for bringing this forward. I think it's something, we've been talking about, how can everybody lift each other up in the space, right? And I think this is something where, we start, and like I say, I think, what did we start 3-4 days ago? I've been following the kind of the numbers in the other chat, but I think exactly as you said, the more people who join, the more people participate. It doesn't have to be, running your dedicated rig that makes you money normally 24/7 on this. It's like everyone just pop a little bit in there if you can. And as you said, as this grows, the numbers start to get pretty serious. And I think that in down market conditions like we're in at the moment, I think anything is going to make a huge difference. And I think that the good thing is that not only does it kind of raise, give us the candle and raise the price, but obviously removing the tokens from supply as well. And I think that's something that kind of adds further stability and kind of better price floor for the future as that supply starts to go down. So super excited about it, and looking forward to getting my own rig once and for all, and getting things started myself in about 4 weeks. So super excited about it. All right, so we'll obviously be announcing the other communities who are coming to join the party, and as this grows over time, we'll be publishing all of the numbers and kind of doing other things and competitions on participation, all that kind of thing, to kind of thank the community and to give back to the community as well for participating in this joint project. So just a few other updates from our side. We mentioned yesterday, or I mentioned in error, actually, that we had an AMA with Bank and a AMA with a whale group yesterday. And actually, we actually have had to defer one of the meetings, and this other meeting is happening with a whale group at 10 o'clock my time tomorrow night. So they are going ahead, but we were kind of a little bit action-packed yesterday, right, Mike? And they double-booked us, so we had to push them out by a day or so. But really excited for not only the discussions that we're going to be having with Bank, but also on top of that, us having our first opportunity to really speak in a real group of whales where we know the community, and we also know that there's some pretty serious investors. So hoping that they can look at the chart, look at where we stand in this market, and see, that there is an opportunity with a stable project like ours, that it's not following the trend of pretty much everything else out there at the moment. We had a little bit of a pump after some profit taking, which was not unexpected, let's be honest. I mean, with everything kind of BNB falling through the floor, we're not surprised that people have taken some profit. But we had a little bit of a pump an hour or so ago that's brought us back up a little bit. But we will continue to, network, spread the word. But you probably agree, Mike, that when it comes to us, for paid promotions, all these types of things, we're purposefully just, getting in people's room, partnering with people, showing what we've got. We're not paying for the promotions as we speak, just because of the market conditions. In reality,
Yeah, absolutely.
right?
You know, we've kind of, going back and forth with a couple other groups of people too. And, we really have come to the conclusion that, a lot of these paid promotions just, aren't worth it, to pay a B&B to get somebody to pin your, announcement in their room for like a few hours or something. Half of the people in the room are going to be bots, if not more, to begin with. So, the best way to get in front of people is to actually get in front of them, speak to them live in person, get in their rooms, and keep doing these AMAs like this. And just the more people we can get exposed, the better. We are looking into the possibility of doing some Facebook ads for it. So, that's definitely an opportunity, especially since, with something as targeted as cryptocurrency is, it really gets in front of the right people with that. So we are going to look into starting not only a Facebook channel, Facebook page for Wanchor, but also starting an ad spend on that as well. So that's something we're going to be working on in the next week or so.
Cool. No, and I think hopefully the worm turns and we can get back to seeing some green candles again, because it's not been a huge amount of fun the last couple of days. So appreciate you all holding strong, staying with us and believing in this. This is just the beginning, as we've said many times. So a couple of other announcements, and I know people don't always go and check the website every single day, but there was a few things that we kind of talked about that were in progress, that were kind of the completing parts of getting our website to a point where it was finished. And the first announcement is that today, EP has been working with Interfy, and we now have our completed audit. So, woo!
Yeah!
It's now done. And that is posted on the website, so feel free to go and take a look. Any questions, obviously, let us know. But that's posted now on the website. Massive thanks for Michael for getting that on there so quickly. And the other thing that is there is our dashboard is now complete. So you will also find on top of the audit, you'll find that the dashboard is there now for you to be able to check your kind of the worth of your holdings, how much you've got so far, when you were last paid out, etc., etc. Let's say this is the beta version. There's actually a few cosmetic changes and a few little tweaks that are currently ongoing. But as we had the AMA today, we wanted to get it on there. It all works absolutely fine. We've purposely not built it as a connect your wallet DApp, because I have to say I'm personally not a fan of connecting my wallet to many things. So we went with the option of actually pasting in your contract address, so there's no way that anything can touch or connect to your wallet. So have a look at that, have a play around, and let us know what you think. So audit is done, dashboard is done. Now the whole focus and everything. The team have a meeting tomorrow afternoon where we check on the last status of where we are and all of the actions that everyone has been working on related to our primary utility of the matchmaking service. And then really, now that we've got all these things out of the way, all of our time and effort is focusing on bringing that utility to life as soon as we physically can, and to grow the community. They're the two things we have to do, and what we're giving all of our focus now moving forward. So super excited now that we've got a lot of this stuff behind us that gives the confidence that we've done everything we've said. And now it's about how do we smash these timelines out of the water and bring the utility to you as soon as possible. Obviously, as soon as the pink lock is completed for the first 1 month period for the staking, that's another thing we're going to be looking at lining up as soon as possible as well. But that's something that will be outsourced to build the staking pools. So the team is purely focusing on the utility and getting everything ready so that we can launch it as soon as possible. So another thing is, obviously, you guys, I'm sure many of you participated in the raffle and the chance to win the 3 prizes. So what I'd like to do is to welcome up Dravo, if he's in here. Oh no, there he is, the Werner Wanchor.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. And what Werner's going to do is to walk you through, a live draw, so you can see who's won these wonderful prizes. So over to you, Werner.
Hi. Well, hi guys. I'm just going to run through a few basics of how this has been done so that you can fully understand the logic behind how it's working. I also want to acknowledge the help that I've had getting all the data together, which our colleague James Holden did for me. And you'll have seen the spreadsheet that I posted up into chat a short while ago. Now, that spreadsheet shows all the transaction reference numbers drawn straight from the blockchain, and it's all the purchasers that qualified for the raffle. So that's basically anyone that bought 0.1 BNB, or obviously anything higher than that. And that spreadsheet shows that each transaction, it shows how much they spent in terms of BNB, and it also shows how much WANK token they received. So any of you that like looking into all that sort of stuff, all that information is on there. The way the spreadsheet has been organised, I've tried to make this as random as possible. The transaction references are not in the same order that they appear on the blockchain. This is just to give some more randomisation, really, to the whole process of selecting the numbers. And on there, we've allocated numbers starting from the first line is number 100 through to number 257. A little bit of information about the statistics for you. In all, then, in the 4 days that we ran this, we had 180 purchasers in total in the 4 days. That's all purchasers, out of which 158 were eligible purchasers. So that's a pretty decent number of people that actually, or number of entries that are in there. So, a good number of qualifying entries in just a 4-day period. What is interesting as well is the amount of BNB that was spent. In total, between you all, you spent just short of 25 BNB, giving a total number of WANK tokens of just under 18.2 trillion. So that's a pretty decent spend that you guys have done over these 4 days to take part in the raffle. Now, what I'm doing as I'm speaking to you, I've actually set, I'm doing this on my mobile phone, mobile phones, I should say. I've got 2 in the hand, and I've been recording the screen on my other phone so that you can relate my voice, and you also have heard Fearless Steve speaking, so that you know that the recording of the number draw is live. Obviously, I will post the video after the draw has been completed, so you'll be able to verify that what you're getting is actually what's happening right now. So enough of the waffle. You obviously want to know the numbers, so I'm now going to draw our first number. So the first winning line number is number 134. So whoever's got that, you just won first prize, which was it 300 billion, Steve?
Yeah, 300 billion was the first prize.
Okay, so let's draw for the second. So the second is 240. Then the third and final number is 244. So there you go. I'll just read those back to you again. So your 3 winning numbers in order are 134, 240, and 244. So congratulations, of course, to all you guys that have won. To everyone else that took part, obviously you're already winners because you bought WANK. What more can you want? You bought a good token. Hopefully some of you that may have traded made some profit out of it. Those of you that are still sat on it, there's certainly going to be profits to come when you look at all the things that we've got in the pipeline. And that's it. Back over to you, Steve.
Awesome, Vernon. Massively appreciate you, buddy. I know it's not easy to kind of coordinate all of these things, and I think doing it in the most fair and transparent way possible. Because quite often you see that people aren't, checking BSC and capturing all of the transactions or doing a draw live. It always seems like there's a bit of a conspiracy going on.
It's a job for the
these
boys.
kind of raffles and things like that.
It's a job for the boys.
So I'm intrigued to know who's actually won. But what we'll be doing, and we'll work with EP to get these tokens out to you, and just to check the transaction hashes, and then we'll send those tokens straight across to those lucky winners. But I guess a massive, personal thanks for everybody who participated, and I think that while we go through these kind of bearish times on the BSC, as we said always, the token is there to be traded. But in times like this is probably the biggest time to hold as much as you can, and then just hope that we come out of this as soon as possible. So we massively appreciate every single one of you being here on this journey with us. As you can see, we're kind of ticking things off as we're going pretty quickly. But the next thing to come really is knuckling down and get moving forward that primary utility and getting that out there as soon as possible, so that we can bring more confidence, more transparency, better service in the space for anyone who's looking for a content creator or a token to work with. So super excited about all of that stuff moving forward. Maybe what we could do is just to pause and jump into a few questions, and then we can go from there. Let me just check that everybody's unmuted. So anybody who has a question about the partnership with Andy and the team and the other tokens on the incinerator squad, the audit, the raffle results, or the dashboard, feel free to answer any questions.
I just want to say thanks before, Steve. I just got cut off. There was just a delivery coming of our new S19s, 100 of them just getting delivered as we speak. So, yeah, I just got cut off there. So thank you very much for bringing us into the chat. Can't wait to start smashing the incinerator squad.
Likewise, so we appreciate you massively, Andy.
We know how much you like the burn stuff, so we're going to try to do you proud.
It's going to be awesome, man. I can't wait. Everyone will just, it's going to catch on like wildfire. There's going to be groups wanting to come in and do it more. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. It's pumping.
Absolutely.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, apologies, guys. I was stuck on mute there for a second. So anyone who's got any questions?
Just to let you know, guys, while we're just waiting for people to shout up with the questions, I've just posted the screen recording into chat for the draw as well, so everybody can see the actual draw take place there.
Awesome. Massive thanks, Werner. Any questions, anyone? Come on, you can't all be shy. We always start off with a little bit of silence before we get rolling. Well, it is very quiet tonight, isn't it?
It is. I mean, we dropped such huge news on this, I think we would get some feedback on it, but, there's only 21 people in here, and, most everybody in here is, pretty close to the team or, works pretty close with us. So, I think we just need to stay on top of it, in the chat if anybody has any questions, and, just keep kind of explaining everything, new that we're doing and that what we just released. Because it was a lot of information for sure. I mean, audit, a dashboard, a new partnership.
And hopefully much more to come as we progress these discussions over the coming days as well. Right? I think the Whale Group is one where we're hoping to bring some new investors in. But as always with Dirty Mike, he's wheeling and dealing in the background and lining up lots of stuff for us to kind of progress on many different avenues of not only, AMAs, spreading the word, but partnerships, collaboration, and working with like-minded teams and projects to kind of try and lift everybody up, as we always say. Because, in times like this, when kind of the charts aren't looking great because of the, BNB and Bitcoin and things like that, it's how do we all help each other to progress and to keep things rolling forward. So really excited for what's to come. Any questions? There's got to be one, surely.
All right, I'll ask a question.
Come on, Crypto Bill. Here it is. Appreciate you.
I always have to ask a question. So just from a high level, you guys talked about the utility. Just, I mean, can you explain it a little bit from a very top of the tall building kind of point of view? What are we doing with AUS mining token? How does it work? What do we need to do? It's GPU. That's kind of foreign to me.
Sure. I'll explain it. If you just have a regular laptop that isn't like a gaming laptop, it has what's called a CPU in it, which is just a slow processing unit. These gaming laptops have to have these graphic processing units in there, or GPUs, to make them run fast so that there's no lag on them. So they're the gaming cards that are also used by crypto miners in their mining rigs. So that's why anybody that has like a gaming computer or like a little mining rig, what they'll do is they'll point them to you'll mine in an Ethereum mining pool, and it'll all the money that is raised will go to a shared wallet. So in theory, we can have 100, 200, 500 people contributing like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day to it. And the money just keeps adding up. And then at the end of the month, let's say it's just us and Aussie mining token. Let's say we raise $30,000. We make $30,000 in Ethereum. At the end of the month, we divvy it up, and then we buy our token essentially with our half of it, and then do a buyback and burn with it. So we'll buy $15,000 of Wanchor, and then send them to a burn wallet. So it'll decrease the supply as well as put a nice big green candle on the chart. So ultimately, we're looking by death by 1,000 cuts here. We want to get as many people in this that's possible that has the means to do it. Because not everybody has the means to do this. Like, I don't have a GPU on my laptop, so I won't be able to do this. But if I get a little rig going, which I'm planning on doing in the somewhat near future, or a gaming computer, I'll be able to mine it right from the computer. It's very easy. It takes less than 5 minutes to get set up. So it's a very simple thing if if you're familiar with it. If you don't know, you don't know. This isn't going to be for everybody, but what we're looking for is the people who, are in this, space of, having these, graphic cards on their computers, or like little mini mining rigs of their own. So that's in a nutshell what it's going to be, Crypto Bull.
So is it kind of, so if I have that computer, which I think my son has one of them here, but I can't touch his computer because he's always on it. Gaming.
I know, same with mine, man.
Right, but if I had one, then when you say get on for an hour or something, are you saying that computer, when available, you can click on something, it will then connect to whatever website that's needed?
Yes.
And maybe you got to start something up, and then at that point, it's participating in the mining effort.
Right. You're right. Exactly. That's exactly it. And, you can do other things while you're doing it. It's not like it's going to take up the entire computer. Yeah, you can run other programs. You can do things. You just let it sit if you want. Yeah, that's exactly the way it works.
So it's kind of like the shared, there was some, I forget what it was. It was this deep space type thing where they they distributed the computing power across all the computers around the world.
Right.
Basically, when they're just okay, that type of thing. That's cool. That's a cool idea.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Kind of thing.
Nobody's ever done this before, and we have two other projects that we're working with this too. So when this is, it's running right now. There are miners on the network right now on the mining pool doing it, but obviously there's only like 2 or 3 because we just literally started it. But it is functional and it is making money. And it's something that you can just start with, 2, 3 miners, and then you just keep adding them on and adding them on, and next thing you know, you have, 50, you have 100, you have 200. And, if everybody's making 10, 15 bucks a day on it the numbers really, really can add up quick.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Andy, I hope I explained that good. I should have let you explain it.
It's well said, man. That was neat. And that's exactly right. We get the numbers. We link that up around the world. This can make some really big money from just little bits of contribution. We're not smashing energy out of people's houses. You're not killing your products. Just little bits of contributions by thousands of people. If we can get it to that, it's going to be pretty neat, man. And there's other things that we can do along the way. We don't just have to do complete buyback and burns. We can use some of the money to buy rigs for members who want to get involved and do the giveaways. And right. It might be $1,000 rig, but we slowly start building our members up with rigs as well, and paid for by this contribution. Next minute, all our members, 1,000 members, are just stacking in hectic GPUs from all around the world, and it's just snowballing in. It'd be crazy. So there's so much that can be done with it. It's not the buyback and burns awesome. That's going to happen for sure. But there's other things, buying rigs for members, giving them away, and just doing a few different little things too.
Using some of it for marketing. I mean, there's all kinds of different things. We can have giveaways with it. I mean, we could give away Ethereum. I mean, it's infinite, the amount of things that we could do. So this is the skeleton of, what we're doing right here. And we'll definitely, have everybody involved with this decision too. We're open for suggestions and, of where we want to go with this. So, it just, like Andy said, it opens up the amount of possibilities are endless of what we could do with it, because nobody's ever done this before. People have some little partnerships with other projects, but this is truly a collaborative effort with other projects.
So I had a question. So if I have a computer lying around, and is there a way for people to get onto some link? Of course, through a group that we trust, right? Maybe the group that you posted, and then would that link be able to indicate whether your computer qualifies, it's fast enough, or because people might actually have processing power that could be usable today without having to buy anything, right? So just thinking kind of along the lines of getting more people involved.
Yeah, I mean, people that have the GPUs know they have the GPUs. If you just have a stock laptop that you bought from Best Buy, just for like $400 or $500 or something like that, I'm in the United States, I'm saying Best Buy, any of your stores. If you just have like a basic stock laptop, you just have like the CPU in there, which is extremely slow. You would make like 2 cents a day, and it would just destroy your computer in no time, because of the processing unit. The CPU just isn't made, for that type of speed and to handle it. So anybody who's like a gamer and, they have like those custom gaming rigs and gaming computers, they know, because they spent the big money on them, or they built them themselves and, put the graphics cards in themselves, or they upgraded their, computers with the graphic cards. So, realistically, this is kind of one of those things to where like people who know, they know. If you don't know, you probably don't, unless you have like a $2,000, laptop and, you just kind of use it for work. Then, maybe that is qualifying. Absolutely. So in that case, you want to look up the specs on your computer, and you want to, see what the processing unit is in it. If it starts saying like NVIDIA, GPU, that's, one of the graphics cards that, are fast enough to handle that type of stuff.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm interested to see how this kind of goes viral, because, you know, obviously we've got another couple of kind of projects who are interested in getting involved in this. But I think this, you know, has the potential to not only grow, you know, for people to participate within the communities, but I think could be something that grows, you know, huge, because every project out there is looking for, you know, and community, you know, a bit of community contribution, and it actually give back to the community, right? Once a month, a little bit here, a little bit there, you know, when the numbers add up and you've got hundreds or thousands of people doing it, you know, it has a noticeable impact on the chart, you know. So I think it's an absolutely awesome idea, and something that we're going to look to grow from strength to strength. I guess you're looking forward to going to V2, right, Andy? Because you haven't got much left to burn. So, you know, we need to get that migration done, right?
Yeah, we're just waiting to hear back from Maverick. I messaged him yesterday, so hopefully he gives a message back today. I think they're a little bit busy, so nothing bad on Maverick. It's just they're a good company, so people are giving their work to them left, right, and centre, I suppose. But yeah, as soon as we get that underway, with our new setup that's coming as well. So, yeah, there's be some good burns coming along after V2. So, pretty excited, man. There's some really cool stuff and things happening with you guys. And if we get those big numbers with other groups, man, it can definitely change the charts looking a little bit greenish. So, yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing a bit of green.
Oh my God, I'm so sick of red. I like the color red, but not anymore, man. I hate the color red after the last, few days.
It'll turn.
It will.
Anyone else got any other questions?
Hey, y'all, it's Joey. I probably missed it, but how many of the groups would be splitting the funds from the mining? I forgot. Was it?
Well, it depends how many groups participate. Right now we have us, we have the Aussies. Ever Reflect is interested, and one other token that hasn't launched yet that are launching in the next couple weeks. So, it'll be dependent on how many different projects are represented. I mean, I know we have a lot of crossover with different projects, so. We're going to cap it at 4. We're not going to dilute it too much.
Okay. I mean, I agree with everyone else. I think the idea is insane. I think Andy a while back had mentioned to some of the core group members to go into other groups and use our mining operation to go and burn their coin. And, it's a form of marketing, but it's also kind of a collaboration between groups. So this seems to be like the hybrid of the idea.
Right.
I am not a mining specialist. My brother-in-law and I have kind of grouped up together and looked at our computers, and we started mining, I think it was SHIB at one point, and we realized, okay, we might get like $2 a day, $3 a day. So we decided to stop. But with this concept, again, if you have 500 people, and they make anywhere from $1 to $5 a day, and then that community grows, that's a massive purchase to a lot of the tokens that we're invested in. So I perfectly understand how important and great this is. I just think that the better marketing minds of our group, Mike, I know you got a group, AUSMT, Wanchor, Ever Reflect. A lot of people have some great marketers and IT departments where they might be able to put some graphics and videos together. And I think if you promote this well enough and you just keep growing the community to be comfortable to mine, because when I first did it, it was intimidating. And then after I did it, I realized it wasn't, it wasn't much. It was downloading a few programs, cutting and pasting some wallet IDs, and then, you were mining crypto. It was kind of crazy. So, but yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, that is going to be the key, Joey, to get this out there to as many people as possible and how to effectively market it for sure. Because this is something that hasn't ever been done before. So we want to, and this is something we want to bring up at every AMA that we do. Like, hey, this is the shit that we're doing. No one else out there is doing this kind of stuff. If you got the means to do it, hop on in the community, hop on in the squad, buy some tokens, and you're in. So we definitely, word of mouth with other people too, like, even if you can't participate by mining, you can tell people about it. Like, hey, you hear what these guys are doing, so it's going to be a team effort for sure. And, it's something that can just keep growing over time. We've already started it. So, what we already have, I think 3 people in it, and we literally just started like 2 days ago. So just to make sure everything's working and everything. So, it's mining, it's making money. Now we just need to bring in as many people as we can, for sure. Cypher, I think you had a question too. You would unmute, I think, the same time as Joey. Did you have a question too, buddy?
Not really a question. I just wanted to say, when I first got into this, it seemed like every token hated each other.
Yeah.
And now when everybody's talking, getting along, trying to help each other. We had a call last night with somebody about a utility. And soon as, they were told we were coming. And they said usually they have to either investigate your token, or you don't get the utility for a while, or they don't even talk to you till they look into it. But from who told them we were coming, she said, we know yous are good, and we'll get on that by tomorrow morning.
Yeah. And it's a super valid point. I have to say there's so much kind of elitism in the space, but I think probably over the last 6 months, a lot of those, apart from the kind of the huge meme coins like Doge and SHIB and stuff like that, where they've kind of got, the maxis and stuff. But a lot of the people who are trying to work together, even though, we talk about a lot about working with EJ and his team and EVRF and other projects, it's still a small circle, but it's a small circle of, trustworthy projects who are building collaborations to kind of a web of 15, 20 tokens in total, and I think this is where I think with everything we're doing, we're really hoping that, these, unity of tokens stand out above the rest, and, people just stop throwing good money after bad at just, all this other shit. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Like when we were in DGEM the other night, and the guy was calling up saying, "Hey, have you looked into Peg Me Daddy?" I'm like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. We're trying to put some good products out there, and people are wasting their money on shit called Peg Me Daddy. I mean, obviously it's good for a laugh and stuff, right? I mean. Not that meme coins don't have their place, obviously people still do love them and all. But, what we're trying to do is like what you said, trying to build that web of legitimate projects that have some legitimate use cases, that we're doing. This isn't just something to where, we're doing weekly meetings together. We're actually building an inner web of, a utility here that, to my knowledge, has never been done before with this big of a scale. I mean, have you heard of something like this, Steve?
No. I haven't, honestly. And I think that the bit that I kind of love the most about, walking the talk is that the one thing I can say about anyone we talk to or look to collaborate with, and the guys in Unite DeFi and Andy from Aussie Mining and UCypher and others is, these are projects that we know the team are 1,000,000% transparent, committed, have, great utility coming. And these will all be here in the future, right? All these other like Peg Me Daddy or whatever you call me, that's a 2-day project, that somebody wants to get a 5x out of, right? And don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for people playing around and aping into kind of random projects, but these kind of, this unity is about projects that everyone knows are going to be here and stand the test of time, and the team aren't going to run away in good times or bad, right? And I think that's really what started to bring these people together.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, it's still also new. I mean, God, I feel like we've been out forever now. I mean, we just launched, like 8-9 days ago?
Yeah. And I have to say, it's actually very refreshing because, for those of you who haven't been involved, and this is, our first project together, it's actually remarkable. I always thought, this won't be that much work, but once you start, you realize that it is relentless and non-stop, and I think this is where, for us, I'm super happy that we've got, the audit, the dashboard, all the other stuff out of the way, so that now we've got one focus, right? And that is to bring this utility to you as soon as possible. And to grow the community and continue to do all the stuff that we're doing around, getting like-minded people in here and growing this organically. I think that focus is something that I think, every project needs, because there's so much that can be done. There's a lot also we've got going on in parallel, but really now that we can just say, let's forget all this other stuff for a few weeks, let's knuckle down, let's get this utility to at least a beta version, and get it all completed as soon as possible. And then you can look at other things that, can complement the ecosystem, et cetera, et cetera. But looking across a million different things at once gets difficult to manage. Plus, being 100% engaged 24/7, so I have to say it's super interesting and a great learning journey, but very happy that now this week, we can really knuckle down and start to move the utility forward with the great team. So very excited to have a bit of focus.
Definitely. Anybody else have any questions before we wrap it up? Anybody know if Peg Me Daddy is launched yet?
I'm going to see if this has done 100x. If this has done 100x, Mike, I'm going to...
I know, I'm going to be pissed. This is going to be the new joke from now on every AMA. Peg Me Daddy. I don't see anything on it yet. It's not on BSC. It's not on PooCoin yet, so... Oh my God, we're all having good fun, but yeah, that is crazy. There is their place for those projects. We all have our degenerate side that we like to invest in some sketchy shit. I mean, let's be honest, but we'll put the good money with the good projects for sure.
100%. All right. Any final questions before we wrap this up, and then we'll get the raffle prizes out and get that behind us and start working on the website.
Andy, I actually want to ask you, Andy, being a holder myself, what kind of timeline do you have for airdropping the V2 tokens? Are we going to have to send them back to you, or are you just going to snapshot them and send out the V2 tokens?
Sorry, can you say the first bit again, man? Sorry.
Sorry,
I'm just unloading
I wanted to know what kind of time frame do we have with the V2 tokens, and are they going to be airdropped to us, or are we going to have to send them back to you and then get the other ones sent to us?
Yeah, no, that's cool. So it's the time frame. We was told around the 15th at the beginning, but I think it might be a few days after. Realistically, we have to get a confirmation date from Maverick, and then make a proper sheet sort of thing to give the timelines and for people and stuff like that to send back. So they'll be sending it back to us because we got the lock liquidity or the burnt liquidity. So that's the only way that we're going to be able to get the liquidity back out to then put back into the other token. So yeah, then it'll be airdrop 1 for 1 back.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry, I've just been running up and down the truck.
Oh yeah, no worries. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff to unload, huh?
Yeah. It's a very exciting morning right now. So get your pants ready. Yeah, that's all I can say. Get your fucking pants ready.
Man. That is super exciting. All right. Anybody else? Any other questions? If not, we can get everybody. We can verify the winners and find out who won. Last call, going once, going twice. All right, Steve-O, I think you're good to wrap it up, and we can see who won.
Oh, awesome! Massive thanks everyone for joining us as always. Any questions? I know we've dropped some things today. Obviously that people might have questions around. Have a look at the audit, have a look at the dashboard. If you've got a GPU and are interested in participating in the incinerator squad. Ask any questions, jump in there, and what we'll do is we'll keep you up to speed with how things go tomorrow with the Whale Group and other partnership collaboration discussions that we have planned this week. So I keep my fingers crossed that the worm turns and BNB, does a 180 and we can start getting this chart pumping again. But massive thanks as always for taking the time to be here, and we'll catch you all again very, very soon.
All right, bye guys.
Thanks, everyone.